My name is David Spranger. I'm 58, I think 57, 58. Uh, I was an IT specialist working for the Mecklenburg County, the government where I live, uh, for nearly 20 years. I rode my bike to work most every day. And in 2015, I was uh, hit on my bicycle and left for dead in the road. And that's where I began the seizure journey. What I've been experiencing, like between while I'm having our conversation, is I got this thing that I call a parking deck. And if you've ever been inside of a parking deck, multi-level parking deck, like on an upper level, you're just standing there, and a car drives by you, and you feel the whole deck do this. That's what it feels like for me when I have one of those. And I've had maybe 3 or 4 since we've had our conversation. I actually don't have those pretty often. They've been in well control since I started the CBD thing that my doctor's on me now, Epidiolex. It's a CBD derivative. It's essentially made from the cannabis plant, and it does help a little bit with the parking deck and the smells. You know, those simple partial seizures. It does. When I'm not on the Epidiolex, I have definitely more of them, so that's why I'm on them. I did not realize how much of a lack of sleep I was having until I was put on a CPAP, and I can already see the difference in the amount of simple partials that I'm having. MCT oil is my key for me. It's been keeping my fats high enough and my seizures low enough. That way I can mostly eat what my spouse eats. She eats a relatively low carb diet, but not as high fat. And I can add MCT to my own meal in other ways, usually to my beverages. So I would say that's the one tip that I did not know for a long time, probably a couple of years. But MCT has been key to keeping myself in keto state. Yeah, I'm a big gardener, avid gardener, and my backyard shows it. I don't have any lawns anymore, so they're all filled with vegetables and flowers. I'm actually in the front yard right now under a dogwood tree. Digging the hands in the soil is my biggest relaxation for me. I am. I may get to tears. That's what part of why I'm wearing sunglasses. My spouse's gift of that to me has just been. It's so. It's well appreciated. I can say that. The food itself, I adapted to pretty quick. Actually, it was surprisingly quick, and it just blew my spouse away how quick I adapted. But frankly, I tend to put credit to the fact that I went to that meditation course and I was very intensely into it. And when I looked at those carbs, they looked like poison to me. My brain registered them as poison. It might have been my seizure state that did it. I don't know. I know that seizures can put you into altered states, but I saw them as poison, and it's hard to see them as otherwise right now. I was a huge carb person. On Thanksgiving, I would eat mashed potato and gravy sandwiches, just full carb on. And now I look at that and it's like, I can't even think of how I thought that was good. I look at a loaf of bread I would just consume. I can't even look at it the same way. And I know that's asking a lot of most people. I'm a very unusual specimen here. but that's just my brain reacting to the meditation in an altered state, I think. I can remember my first EEG that I was going to do, an ambulatory EEG, after my seizure experience there, and after getting back on the diet and had been established on it, and really confirmed that I wanted this diet now. But then my first ambulatory EEG, where my doctor kind of hinted that he'd like to see seizure activity. And so I got off the diet purposely, and I had my spouse make all my favorite foods. And one of them is carrot cake, which is, that was what I always got for my birthday, was carrot cake. And I had a big old piece of it, and it didn't even look good. It didn't even feel good eating it. And I ate it all, but it wasn't the same anymore. I would definitely, as I said, I'm a meditator, and I'll recommend meditation. Besides the diet and besides the CBD oil, the Epidiolex, meditation has been key to controlling my seizures. In fact, when I sense one coming on, I then generally get in a meditative position and just try to meditate through it. Be open to diet changes before you get on the medications, please. That's what I would establish first off. The medications can. I've had that experience. I shouldn't, but the medications can do so much negative. It couldn't hurt to try the diet. It doesn't hurt to try the diet. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but it sure does work for some people.